Hey, kia ora. Every Thursday around 2:30, we get into New Zealand's sporting history, where we speak to a sporting star about a moment or a sport, a career, an event, an Olympics. And actually, we've got plenty to talk to today's guest about. She is Tall Fern's legend Jody Cameron, who made 79 appearances for the national team, including competing at the 2004 Athens Olympics, winning silver at the 2006 Melbourne Commonwealth Games, and then moving into coaching. She's now a head coach and co-owner of the BNZ Kahu team in the National Women's League, the first sports team in the world that is solely owned, managed and coached by women. And earlier this week, our most decorated Olympian Dame Lisa Carrington announced that she was buying into the franchise. Pretty exciting time. Jody also leads High Performance Sport New Zealand's initiative to help women pursue careers in coaching. And she's with me in the Auckland studio. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Jesse.
How you going?
Pretty good. Nice to be here.
All right. Now tell me about basketball when you started up. I presume it wasn't as big as it is now here in New Zealand.
No, not at all. No, not.
Where were you and when did you first start playing?
Well, I'm from Portland, Whangarei, just out of Whangarei, and we started playing sport like every other Kiwi, so basketball was probably a part of our sporting repertoire for the week. And just go down to the local gym or the school and just shoot around on any hoop we could.
Yeah. Is that Portland Primary School?
Yep, Portland Primary School. Yeah, or our backyard.
My stepmom has taught there. Hi Mary, nice to have you listening.
Small world.
Yeah. How'd you know you were good?
How did I know I was good?
Come in a little closer to the microphone if you can.
How did I know I was good back then or just in general? I don't know.
Well, at some point you must have thought, well, this is my sport.
Yeah, I definitely found that out early because it's just you just kept wanting to play the whole day, whole night.
Really?
Yeah. Well, shooting hoops is awesome. Like, you can play it 24/7. You can be everything on the court. I didn't know I was good. Someone told me I was good. I just really loved it. I loved the game. Out of all the sports that I did play, I enjoyed that the most.
Yeah. Was there much of a basketball scene in Whangarei?
I would say yes when I was growing up because that's all I ever knew. We lived in the gym, we lived on the fields, out the backyard, so sports was prevalent. And basketball happened every night at Kensington Stadium. It was named then. And one of the family, including my mother, was playing at some stage. So, one night of the week. Yeah. Everyone had a game, training.
Where'd you go to high school?
Whangarei Girls.
Sweet.
And then...
That's pretty close to the stadium.
Just down the road, actually. And then I went to Church College.
Hamilton
Church College.
Right, that's where you go. Are you just going to take basketball seriously? Was that the
Well, actually, I saw the Kapahaka group perform from the school, and I really wanted to go there and be part of that.
Wicked.
But I was playing basketball at the time, and the coach came and gave me, a call and said, "We want you to come and play." And I said, "I'm already going. I'm coming down there to play Māoris." And you can't do both in a place like that because it's such a high-performing area, school, so I had to choose. You were
100% in?
Yeah, I was going down there to play Māoris and then ended up playing basketball.
To play Māoris, yeah.
Yeah.
We used to play Church College at rugby, man. That was a tough game.
Oh, I bet. What school?
Hillcrest.
Oh, Hillcrest.
Yeah.
Did you win anything?
Took us about an hour to get there. Was the annual rugby game, then go watch the Christmas lights once a year.
Oh, right.
Okay, so then what about, when did rep basketball sort of get on your radar and start thinking about the Tall Ferns?
I don't think, I just sort of fell into it, one thing after another. My mum was coaching at the time, so we just kept playing under those teams. Reps was just an opportunity also to play against the best in the country from Whangarei, get out of the city, see what the bright lights are like.
So post Church College, you were playing for Whangarei?
Oh, sorry, post Church College. No, I ended up staying in the Waikato.
Oh, yeah.
And played for the Waikato team.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So getting better and better?
Hope so. Well, enough to keep going.
Does it knock you around playing basketball? Is it physical?
You mean physical? Oh, yeah. I love it. But not, if you're built right, you're fine. It's like, I mean, you could say that about rugby or AFL, like how the hell are they doing that? So it's physical, but
those are contact sports. I don't know. Is basketball technically a contact sport?
it technically probably not written in the book as, but it is. It is. There's a lot of contact. There's a lot of off-ball contact, I can tell you that.
Yeah, gosh.
And probably out there in basketball world renowned to be quite physical. So
You?
Me, yes. Yeah, people know what I was like on the court.
And so when did you get into the Tall Ferns?
As a player,
Yeah.
and I remember having my first trial at 17 and they wanted me to be a point guard and I just thought that was a bit stupid. Didn't enjoy that. So I actually can't remember. Maybe a year or two after that.
Well, Athens was 2004. Had you been in the team long before the Olympics?
Gee, my memory.
I can see why there's not much bio on you online if they ask you and you can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not, back then you just didn't, I don't know, just one thing. led
Every
to
single
another.
person that I've interviewed in this slot for 3 years has known the exact day, month and year that they got chosen for the national team.
Yeah, well, I suppose that just doesn't matter to me,
It's good.
So I've got other things in my life.
Yeah.
So it's just one of the things that I enjoy, and you're known for is, in the sporting world, you're known for that. And I can't remember any dates, to be honest. It's not my thing. I have to have it on a bit of paper, to be honest.
What's your
But
earliest memory of playing for New Zealand?
It was actually probably in New Zealand against Australia series. I was also playing netball, and I remember I had a netball game in between the test games. We were in Wellington, so Carolyn Gray drove me back from that netball
Carolyn
game.
Gray, Waikato WCA.
Yeah, superstar.
YWCA,
Yeah.
Kia ora, Carolyn.
YMCA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Went way back in Hamilton. Yeah.
she's amazing.
Yeah. So she drove you from Hamilton to
Yeah,
Wellington.
she's an assistant coach. I remember that. And played netball, and we got up and we went back down. Played the test series because it was over a week or something.
How far did you get on netball?
I got to the New Zealand development team.
Gosh.
Someone sort of dared me in between me playing basketball and having children, said, "Oh, could you play netball?" And I was like, "Could I play netball?" And it was, they had done a story. It was, at the time, Donna was playing, obviously Tall Fern,
Donna Lofhagen.
Donna Lofhagen and Belinda. And someone wrote the story about another journalist, I don't know, said, what was it like? And I said, oh, yeah, I can go and play netball. So I joined a club, Verdettes, and I thought, well, is this it? Don't quite like playing netball outside on the asphalt, but stuck with it. Enjoyed that and the people and just the difference, and it gave me a different perspective on training and high performance and all that. So, I think it took me a year to get into the development squad.
And Jody Cameron's my guest, by the way. So we don't know the exact year you joined the Tall Ferns, but we know that you were there for 2004 because you went to Athens.
Yeah, so I missed 2000 Olympics.
Sydney, I guess.
Sydney. I had a baby in March, and they had the trials in 6 weeks later, and so I completed the fitness test, but they still didn't pick me. I remember that year because I come to the National League, I just dominated and took out every award. I thought, what else can I show that I should have been there, prove to everyone and myself, and so that was okay. And then, Athens was the target. That was my dream. I needed to get to Olympics. Done that. And
what do you remember about Athens?
I remember the journey. Like, I remember how hard it was to get there, but the enjoyment of it. I just loved the challenge of something and getting somewhere. So turning up in Athens and just being around everyone that was of the same caliber in terms of like mindset. You're there to be a high performer. You're there to compete.
Surrounded by elite athletes.
Oh, not just from New Zealand,
Yeah.
but the world, and just thought, wish I could live like this 24/7, wish this would happen all the time. So yeah, Athens was amazing.
Did you guys play well?
Yeah, we did. We got to the quarterfinals. We got bummed by I think it was Greece. We lost. We got beaten by Australia before that in the quarters, and then lost. I think we came 7th or 8th.
8th is not bad. 8th in the world at the Olympics.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a highlight of my life, like I'm so glad I went there and done that and knew that I could do hard things. I mean, I had 3 kids.
3 kids.
Yeah, by then. So, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And then Melbourne, Commonwealth Games 2006, a bit closer to home. And man, that looks like a good campaign for you.
Yeah, that was different, close to home. I loved that because, I was there with my brother. My brother was in the Tall Blacks.
We haven't mentioned Pero Cameron yet.
No, he's all right.
Pero Cameron.
That's enough of him. No, I mean, it's
good competition.
Special.
Did you used to play against him growing up?
Only in our kitchen corridor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Door ledge for the hoop. So, yeah, that's pretty physical.
Yeah.
But my mum was able to be there, so I really loved having her there in the crowd and was able to go and see her after the ceremony, getting the medals, and just felt, it was pretty amazing.
I don't have it in front of me. Was it who won gold? Was it Australia?
Yeah, they did.
Good final?
Yeah, excellent. Like just, world-class system athletes, just got a lot of grit, those athletes, and I just really admire the Australians. And they've had success, and their journey's been long, and I can see the Tall Ferns following in the same way.
And so, what's changed, Jody, for young women getting into basketball in New Zealand? What I presume to be 20 or 30 years later. The dates are a little bit unclear, but are there more pathways, more visibility, I guess, of
yeah, when I was...
Thanks to yourself in part, but then also other stars in the WNBA?
Oh, totally. Like everybody's doing their part right in women's sport. But I remember being in my backyard in Portland, and Karina Poto at the time was the only female that I knew of on a scholarship in America, and I had this little booklet that New Zealand Basketball put out on a program for a tournament, and I just idolised it. I was like, I'm going to be like that. And I really wanted to go to America, and just having role models like that. So there's one back when I was a kid, and now I think we've got over 100 athletes, I think boys and girls, but very accessible. If you're built right and you're ready and you do all your prep, it's very accessible to get to America, Europe, Australia, playing all those leagues.
Lots of hoops around in New Zealand?
Yeah, they have their hoops and community program, I think, BBNZ. There's hoops everywhere, people are, you know this, biggest sport in participation. There's not enough courts for kids to play on, not enough hoops. I think we should put them everywhere, but maybe...
Must be exciting for you to see the game you love kind of having a moment.
Yeah, it is exciting, but it's funny that, as you grow up and you go along, you're like, there's always work to do. There's always something else to do, and when you see that next piece of the brick being built, you just continue on. You see the next gap and you try and help out there, or... you want to make it better for everybody and yourself. And
I guess part of the challenge is that doesn't become all about that elite superstar NBA, WNBA, massive contracts. That actually it's such a beautiful game that you can just incorporate into your lifestyle, whether or not you go to the Olympics.
Did you just call it the beautiful game? Is that rivalry with actually the beautiful game?
I think I said it's a beautiful game. Not the beautiful game.
It is. It is a beautiful game. And it is more than just the hype. That's part of it. I just think that's important everywhere and in everything that we do, is that there's a lot of, we're Kiwi, so grounding, making sure that we've got things in place. I'm about that. It takes time. No one's perfect. It's just about opportunity, enjoyment, growth. And I think basketball is a great platform. It's a great sport to evolve as a person, as an athlete. If you want to take it further, there's those pathways. If you want to enjoy it with your mates, those haven't never left, and I think it's just great opportunity for everyone to be involved with. And there's so many parts of a sport, and the sport like mine, basketball, where you don't actually have to be the athlete on the court. You could be the fan, and you've got to have those people too. You've got to have everybody, the stats people, the referees, the cleaners. I just love it. I love that everybody can be a part of something that they love to watch, do, parents driving their kids to a game.
Yeah.
It's all of that.
When did you realise that your days as a player were over? at the top levels?
I think I was like 29, and when you got 3 kids and you got to make a decision, and life sort of looks you and I think, well, I've been to Com Games, I've had a great experience, been to Olympics. My mindset was like, well, I actually need to put some effort into my family now, and what more can I do? Well, there's a lot more, but maybe not as an athlete. And then on the other side of that, flip side of that is that, people say you're not good enough to be in the team too. So there's an aspect of that in there. So you're getting the message, you're thinking about the investment that you have to put in time-wise, physically, etc., and you see your children that need you. So it was an easy decision.
How hard is it to learn to be a coach well?
It's bloody hard in terms of the process. Shouldn't take it lightly, but it's not hard if you're always dreaming about it and you've got a desire to do that.
Yeah.
So, it's a good balance in there. But the work is hard. And I think great coaches never stop learning. So even when you reach your pinnacle as a coach, you're always learning something else.
So you worked your way up. You did Westlake Girls, St Mary's College, North Harbour Basketball. And then tell me about this team, Kahu, and maybe a bit about, it's called Toiwi, the
league. The
league, yeah. Can you tell us a bit about, I think I did an interview when it first launched a few years ago. What was the idea of, Toihi Aotearoa?
Yeah. What was it? I mean, I couldn't talk about the Toihi thing. We've got a great man, Justin Nelson, has come along with a concept and got some bright minds together to grow it. So we're at this, it's a franchise league. It's really a startup business type of thing where everybody knows that we're all in it together trying to do the best that we can. It will grow.
So it's an opportunity for women who are good to play here in New Zealand.
I think that's the gap that was. I think there's a gap that was missing. When I was a kid, you could hardly get to America. Now you can. So you couldn't get into the Aussie League unless you lived there, and you couldn't get to the national team unless it's only 12 on the team. So the gaps are being filled. There's probably more gaps, but it fills that gap where if you're not going to America, you can stay and go to university here or get a job, do what you need to do, but you love the game and you're just as good, and you can play in a franchise. You get noticed. So I think that's been a great step for basketball, our sport, is to fill that gap where there wasn't those stepping stones for women. So it's really good.
Tell me about Kahu.
Pretty awesome.
The team, yeah. When did you join as coach? You don't have to tell me the year, but a few years ago.
The inaugural
Right at the start? Yeah. Okay.
Right at the start. And the Kahu's great. Like, it's honestly, I wouldn't be here without some very important people. I think Stephen Dill gave me my green light in to be a coach. Really wanted me to be there, and I coached his 2 daughters, so I'm really grateful for that. Dropping his name in there, but it's very important to acknowledge where you get those starts from. And then, Ngāti Whātua gave us the name, and I just think, there's a blend of everything. When you get, it's not a crescendo, but it's like everything coming together. So real privileged position. And the current owners, want me there coaching, so it's a good thing. I don't take it lightly. I hate losing, and there's just so much to grow off it. I just think we're just in, it's just the beginning really, and I'm really excited about it because it's a platform for coaching, for athletes. My game is, it's doing well. Like, I love it, and then also for the females that are a part of it.
Tell me about this player, Jason Tinney.
My daughter?
Yeah.
Oldest daughter. She's a wonderful young woman who is a better version of me, I can tell you that. Number one, she would tell you that I'm very honest and upfront, and I don't muck around. So I want the best for her, and she keeps me grounded. Jessie, she keeps me very grounded and true to myself and to my children.
You won Coach of the Year in 2024 for the team's success the previous year. Huge accomplishment. You missed out on the head coach role of the Tall Ferns. Now, why did they hire an Aussie instead of the clear... Well, I don't want to disparage the person who got the job, but a lot of people were saying you were the right person for the job.
Yeah, it's always easy when you're outside of something to look in and think, just sort of, 1 and 1 equals 2. But, inside a system and in sport, it's not like that. So they made the best decision for the Tall Ferns, and we have to support that, and I'm supporting that. The current coach at the time, right now, is a brilliant young woman also coming up in the coaching world. And so I'm sitting here watching her doing a great job with our young ones coming through. It's disappointing for me personally, but like every door that closes, several open up. So that's what's been happening at the moment, Jessie, is like, it's just not my time. And you've got to think about the bigger picture. There's more than the coaching aspiration to it.
And I guess a career in elite sport will have taught you the value of dusting yourself off and starting again.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have that in your pocket, you're not going to get very far.
One nice aspect of this Tohi basketball competition is the sponsor shouted free entry for the whole 24 season.
Aren't they amazing?
Yeah.
The BNZ, they just came through for us, and they've just been brilliant to work with, and I think just the perfect partners for us. And so really happy about that. And, accessibility to see high competition, females playing at their best, renowned, WNBA players, Tall Ferns, Opals, you're looking at the best that we've got. And so I think giving accessibility to the community like that is a big thing for young women, young boys, members of the community that have pitched in some place in their lifetime to sport or basketball. I just think that's brilliant. I think it should happen more often. Sometimes we just have to give back in those ways. So really grateful.
Have people been going?
Have people been?
Going, attending?
Yeah.
Or coming to watch, yeah?
Yeah, it's been great.
It's been a success.
It's definitely marked up. I think Justin gave me a picture, he showed me a picture of what the stand used to look like, and then last year's, and just brilliant. We're really grateful for the community. And
awesome.
It's just a different look. A lot of athletic women. So I'm really enjoying hearing people going, wow, I've never seen. So it's still very new.
And had you heard that fact before, that that Kahu are the world's first team that's solely owned, managed and coached by women?
No. So I'm like, well, it must be right, because no one's told us it isn't. So we're claiming it, we're going to roll with it. I haven't heard it before.
Yeah.
And knowing me, that sort of stuff doesn't really, faze me either way. If you know me, it's like, yeah, that's not what I'm about. But it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And
you got a new investor as well, Dame Lisa Carrington.
Oh yeah, just rolled on in old Lisa.
Star power.
Just a little bit, huh? We're really fortunate, and it's a privilege having her on board. So I'm really looking forward to working with her.
Yeah. And finally, just a word on this role with high performance sport. What are you doing there?
There's a lot of aspiring coaches coming up in our country that the visibility part, this initiative came around in 2018, 2019. A lot of people have been around, a lot of women and a lot of men have helped design and put a lot of effort into this program. So, they're seeing and they're wanting to be. There's a lot of females doing great stuff in the coaching world, and they want to be like that. So I'm just helping them in a very short time that they have with us to make them a little bit better or open their eyes up to new challenges and new learnings.
Real pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. And yourself.
Thanks for all you've done for basketball in this country and for the excitement you've provided viewers, and we wish you all the best for the team.
Cheers, Jessie.
That was Jody Cameron on New Zealand Sporting History, talking about a career in basketball.